Welcome to the Post Shift Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. What is happening, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Post Shift Podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Shawn Soole. Today, we're talking about 5 things you need to do online in 2021. This will be coming out just after New Year's Eve. So this is something that's really, really important, preparing your bar and restaurant for business in the new year. This actually came from an Instagram comment from someone who's saying, like, a lot of restaurant and bar social media and online profiles are bunk in the way they're not staying updated. We're changing shit all the time. I run my own venue, so I know how it is. You literally need to go through and change every hour when you change from 1 a.m. to 11 p.m. to 10 p.m. and so on and so forth. If you're opening up early, you're missing out on big opportunities because people go and check social media before they usually check Google. It's kind of interesting. They always check social media before they check Google. So this came out of that. And there's a second thing. It's like, I know we're busy. I know that we're just scrambling and trying to stay alive right now. So I don't want you to take this as like me being like, no, you need to fucking do this. But it's something that's very, very important in my scheme. Being a social media marketer and a content creator and a media and marketing guy and a restaurant consulting guy, this is very, very important across the board. So let's kick it off. You're online. Now, I know a lot of bars and restaurants who do not own their Google page listing. This is shocking to me. This is very, very simple. You just log in, claim your listing, and then you keep it up to date. Your hours, your little bios, what you're doing, what you do, which we're going to get to a little bit with social media. But that's a big one. Your website, keep it up to date. Now, I know a lot of people have web dev. To be really, really honest, in this day and age, most restaurants need a 1 to 2, 3 page website that you can build through Squarespace. Okay, like you can Squarespace and Wix and these website developing tools are super user friendly right now, and you can really just go in and go click, 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 and be done. So that you can keep control. So you're not calling up your web dev guy going, "Hey, like this." If you're a bit savvy, you can put your skip the dishes and your takeout apps and all those sort of things on that side as well. Now, checklist, your online checklist is something that you need to build to cover whenever something changes in your business, whether it be the hours, the days, what you're doing. You may be shut down, or you're doing patio, so how do you convey that online? So what you want to really do is like say, okay, hours change. Like this is just an example of what you're going to have change. You go through and you go Google listing, Google listing, website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and any other platforms you might be on, just to keep them up to date. Anything you can control, where you can control the who, the what, the where, the how, and the when, is something that you need a checklist for. So just fucking put it up on your board right here. I have tons of checklists right here. And that says like, as soon as I post an episode of this happens, this happens, this happens, this happens. So you have those mechanisms that go tick, 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 tick down as a system. It'll take a lot of stress off you when you've got it in writing, because it becomes a lot easier for you to understand. Your social media, your who, your what, your where, your how, and your when. This is what should be in your bio. Your who and your what. A quick elevator pitch. What are you? Are you a cocktail bar? Are you a restaurant? Are you an ethnic restaurant? Are you a speakeasy? Are you a barbecue joint? Are you an Italian restaurant? Something along those lines should be done. You got 150 characters to do this. You got to make it count. Where's your address? Usually the address for especially Instagram and Twitter both come up in your profiles and don't actually go to that character count. It's a separate thing. Same thing with the phone number. Phone number and address is a separate thing, but have it on there, because you'd be surprised how many people go see you on Instagram, go click profile, phone call, done. You want to take as much hurdles out as possible for the consumer. The how is your address, and the when, your hours. The hours are going to have to go into your character count. What are your hours, and how, when do you open? If you're not posting regularly, like on your page, you should have that in your bio. So I want to talk about something that I know a lot of restaurants and bars do not do, and I really wish they did, because I think it's super valuable, especially right now with takeout, especially with these pop-up stores, curbside delivery, all these things, is Linktree versus Shorby. Now, these are embeddable links on your Twitter and Instagram mainly, that take away that single URL. So what this does, I'm going to show you mine. So this is my SHC Instagram page. It's got all my little businesses and hashtags and ats and that sort of thing for all my other profiles. And this is the thing here. So this is would be usually where a lot of restaurants and bars put their regular URL, their website URL. Or Facebook. I've seen a lot of Facebook URLs. A lot of people I've seen change up this URL regularly, which I don't think is very clever, because then you're going to keep on top of one more thing. Why is Shoreby or Linktree really important? It's this. So this is my, like, a quick little reference into my Shoreby pop-up screen. So this is one link. You can see that one link there. You click on that on my SHC, and this is what pops up. So you can basically put links for anything in here. So what this is takes people from Instagram, your followers on Instagram, and takes out all the hurdles and all the steps to get from your Instagram page to what they need to get to on your website. So if you're doing takeout, you should have a takeout link. If you're doing curbside pickup, have a curbside pickup. Now, these apps cost money. They're a small fee every month, but what it does is allows you to take out the barriers for people to get from Instagram, and especially Twitter and even Facebook, to where you want them to be in 2 clicks, instead of it being link to your website, search through your website, look for that link, can't find it, so on and so forth. This takes out all that. So you can go phone call. You can see up the top, I've got my WhatsApp. The one thing that I know a lot of restaurants don't have this, but I love it. Shoreby, particular Linktree has the same sort of features, but not the dynamic feeds that I really love, which is why I went to Shoreby from Linktree. Linktree can be free, or is it $6 a month, I think. Perfect for restaurants and bars. You can put little pictures. You can do takeouts. You can do your menus, like, so you can just have a straight up PDF, so people can just go menu instead of having to do more than one click. You want everything from the time they hit your profile to the time that they make a decision to be done in 2 to 3 clicks, maximum 3 clicks. So this is the way to do it. I love Shoreby because it's got dynamic feeds, and dynamic feeds I think has been a game changer for me, mainly because I do podcasts and that sort of stuff. So when you post something, you say link in bio. When you say link in bio, people are going to go to your bio. And this way, if I say my podcast or my new videos on YouTube, or really anything, it's all in my Shoreby link. And this updates whenever something new gets posted on my podcast episode or my YouTube channel. It goes straight through to Shoreby and updates. So when I post a picture and a video or whatever, an animation on my Instagram, it automatically pings me over to this because it's all updated. And that's why it's called dynamic feed, because it actually feeds your Shoreby page with new information. Now, we can go into social media content creation in a second, because that's what we're going to do next. So your social media, please go and do this. This is something that you should really look at. It's an online program called Ingrammer. It's free. Go in, type in your handle, see where you're at. Engagement should be above 1.22%. That's about the industry standard is 1.22%. Rival IQ basically did a thing on all industries. Liquor and food and beverage is a little bit higher than 1.22%, but that's pretty much the average. Create a hashtag list also through Ingrammer. So your drinks, your food, your everything. Create 15 hashtags that are trending. And Ingrammer actually shows you 3 levels of hashtag generation. So it shows you super popular ones. So maybe it's Eat Toronto or Eat Vancouver or Food Vancouver, something like that. So it'll bang off a whole bunch. You can build it, copy it. And I always put it in my phone. I put it on my phone notepad. So I've always got it right there. So it's always right there. And I can go cut, paste onto a new post, done. And then use relevant hashtags. So you'll have your base hashtags, and then you'll add more, say hashtag Manhattan for a picture of Manhattan, or hashtag chow mein for a picture of chow mein. You have to post at least once a day. This is something very important. Once a day is standard, because your algorithms in your social media do not work linear. They bounce around based on the algorithm. So really, next time you go through, I've said this a couple of times for Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, really go through and look at when these posts were posted and see when they are showing up on your feed, because it's not 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. It's 4 days because someone else in your friend circle commented. It's 2 weeks. I've had 2 weeks, 2 days, 20 minutes, that sort of thing. So posting once a day really keeps that sort of that content generation going. Answer every comment. This is a big one for restaurants and bars. I see so many restaurants and bars not answering comments. It takes 2 seconds. Engage, even if it's a thumbs up or a praise or thank you, something. Just engage. For the managers out there, the owners, LinkedIn is not for business anymore. You can really treat LinkedIn like Facebook 5 years ago. Use it, post pictures, post your menus, post your takeout, just post anything. And the big one, I'm making this prediction for 2021. Consider TikTok. TikTok is aging up pretty hard. I'm really utilizing TikTok quite a lot right now. Sounds really weird as a 40-year-old white dude who's fucking on TikTok and doing very well. But TikTok is aging up. The average demo is really blowing up, and I think it's a really good area that if you're creative, but take your time. Don't rush into it. Look up food porn or your style of cuisine. Just look up that and see what other people are doing. Is it a quick tutorial? Is it just you sort of doing a quick little video? Which really comes into content creation. Every 3 months, you've got to go back to basics. The who, the what, the where, the why, the how. That's sort of the cycle I sort of look at. Every 3 months, you can repost the same picture, do a different story, but always just being mindful that you've always got to take, then in that 3 months, you've got new users who may not have gone that back far in your profile. They're not going to scroll. When people go to start following people, it's usually off a post and creative. They rarely go to the page and like scroll through the whole entire page and check out the whole entire page. It's usually one post has hooked them, and then the post after that keeps them going. So always go back to basics. Tell your story over and over and over and over again, because you're going to get your new people really interested in that. I talk about calendar buckets and themes. So posting once a day, that's 7 pieces of content. A lot of people will be like, oh shit, that's a really lot of content. If you theme every day to be, whether it be drinks or food or staff or just a random thought or something, if you theme every day and start creating content for each one of those days, when you start looking at 12 pieces of content, 12 pieces of content is not that hard to make. If you've got 25, 30 things on your food menu, that's 30 pieces of content. You do that all on Monday. 30 pieces of content is 2/3 of a year. So you'll look at that. The buckets that you sort of fill is very, very easy and get you really close to that freaking 12 pieces of content a day. 12 pieces of content that's 3 months worth of content every day. And then all of a sudden you're just like tick, 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 tick. You use Buffer or a social media scheduler, schedule it up. Upload it all on a Monday. I usually do a lot of that on my Mondays. Upload a bunch and it just rolls out really neat for the rest of it. Tell your story. Always tell your story and always document over create. You'll be surprised what resonates with people. You get a new fish delivery. You get a meat delivery. You get new vegetables from the local farm. You've got a really good camera on your phone. Just go click. There's a post. So documenting over create. People get caught up in this. I'm going to make it perfect. And, what am I going to talk about? And, what am I going to do? Documenting is more raw, more authentic. It resonates with people in a way that the fake, like overdone photos from above of your food don't. People want to see the chef making it. People want to see the bartender making a cocktail. Documenting over create really takes a lot of stress off it. And always keep in mind, quality is subjective. Quality is subjective based on the person who's watching. Some people will love your stuff. Some people will hate your stuff. You might love something and someone will hate it. You might hate something and someone will love it. So quality is subjective. Do not let that be the retardant from you putting out content. So this is a pretty macro look at social media for restaurants and bars in 2021. There's all my links. Please reach out to me. I'm always up for answering questions and chatting about things. But yeah, like social media, like just think about it as the most easy way to touch tables and kiss babies. To be really, truly honest, my biggest success in social media was Twitter with Clive's in 2009, 2010, when Twitter was really, really big. And at the end of the night on my walk home, I would literally go through and answer, retweet, love, like everything that people talked about on Twitter for Clive's that night. This is a big thing. This is the ultimate online version of touching tables and kissing babies that you can possibly imagine. And a lot of people see it as this technological barrier to really engaging with your guest. And if you're an owner operator or a manager, there's a lot of times when you're not going to be able to touch every single guest that night and talk to them directly, but you can through social media. I've got a couple more tips and tricks, which I might put into another video, but This is the one I really wanted to do. I hope that makes sense for you guys. Any questions, reach out to me as always. I'll chat to you guys really soon. Bye. Thanks a lot, Posh. Hope you enjoyed that episode. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel and the podcast anywhere you listen or watch. Review, give me a star, share away, share it with your family, share it with your friends. Hope you're enjoying your week, guys. See you soon. Bye.